Oh, hello, my friend. Welcome to yet another episode and a rather special episode of the Don't Be Serious podcast. I call this special because, as you can see, if you are watching it on YouTube, there's only a duo of us. So, Romit is not here. Anyways, we are your hosts. My name's Ambar, and then we have Yash on this side of the screen, hopefully. And the reason why Romit is not here is because of our topic. Okay. So, Yash, what is our topic today?
Our topic today is anime.
To be more exact, the topic is how anime sets itself apart from other forms of media. For example, movies, those web series, and those TV series that you see on the internet. So that's basically what we are going to discuss. So with that out of the way, let's get today's episode of the Don't Be Serious Don't Be Serious podcast started. So today, as I said, our topic is how anime sets itself apart from other forms of media. The first thing it does in terms of separating itself from the other forms of media is the very fact that anime is animated. All the animation is 2D, whereas if you look at some of the other movies that are animated, like for example Toy Story or Finding Nemo or the legendary Sausage Party, if you've ever seen that movie yet, these are all animated usually in 3D. Not very many animated things are in 2D. Like some of the cartoons are in 2D. They have this very interesting and very distinct sort of art style to them. That is, you could say it's sort of 2.5D rather than 3D. And anime is usually something that you watch that has a 2D aesthetic. For example, you watch anything like you watch Tokyo Ghoul, you watch Naruto, you watch No Game No Life. These three animes have this 2D aesthetic to themselves. Whereas you watch something like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie. So yeah, that is sort of a 2.5D movie rather than a 3D movie. And
Why are you calling it 2.5?
2.5D because there are certain times when you can tell that it's almost like 3D but not quite. So for example, in a 3D movie you can tell that there is some depth, there is some separation between the object and the background. But in something like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, there's not that much that you would call it a proper 3D movie, but you could definitely call it a 2.5D movie. But that's just one of the aspects where anime sets itself apart. The other aspect is the very fact that I have observed that anime has a tendency to create its own cliches, shall we say. So a lot of these animes have a setting that the characters are in a 10th, 11th or 12th grade, and there's supposed to be some sort of a romantic comedy going on between them. And then there is, of course, some animes have a tendency to set themselves apart. Like for example, there's this anime called Oregairu that sets itself apart from other animes in the aspect that whilst it is a romantic comedy, I mean it is supposed to be a romantic comedy. However, the thing about that anime is there's so much context in that anime. And I mean so much context and so much subcontext that you have to understand that in that respect I feel like it sets itself apart from other rom-com animes. Or for something like Nisekoi, which literally means fake love. That anime is full of cliches. And I mean so many terrible cliches. Everything from the main character okay, I'm not gonna say it on stream because it would get a bit inappropriate. But I'll leave it to your imagination. It does not go 18 plus. And so yeah, everything from a character having a harem, a literal harem of girls chasing after him, or perhaps the way they are introduced is some rather funny and comedic, wherein the hero gets kicked in the face by the heroine in the first scene of the anime. If you have seen Fair False Love, by the way, if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend that you watch it. And in that respect, I feel like anime sets itself apart because it has its own cliches.
I would like to say just one thing,
Yeah,
which is when you mentioned the harem part. I mean, it is kind of on the 18 plus words, yes, but it's very funny still. I don't find like a vulgar kind of perversion in anime. There's always sense of laughter in search. There's always search for laughter when you're trying to talk about like the harem anime, which I've attempted to watch it, not specifically hate it, but not also like specifically dislike it as well. So you can go
yeah.
beyond the aspect of every now and then somebody's trying to touch, you know, serial.
Let's not say it any further. So, anyways, there's one kind specific anime that I wanted to talk about. It's called Love is War, and that anime, I will be very honest with you, sets itself apart from other animes by doing one thing, which is that it sort of shows a romantic comedy and romantic interactions between two characters in a competitive form. So it shows that
Right.
who will
Like a
the
tournament.
yeah, it's sort of the premise of Love is War is that who will confess his love first for the other person. It sounds crazy, it sounds weird, but the anime is so good. You really should give Love is War a try. I highly recommend it. It's one of my top recommended animes. I give it a 9 out of 10 if I had to score it. Yeah. So
And if it is 9 out of 10 and Amber is giving it, then means Amber has very critically analyzed this and then have decided to go for it. Otherwise, Amber does not give 9 out of 10 this daddy.
you
Okay,
know
guys, that's
I will say
weird.
one last thing. I am that kind of person who doesn't laugh at jokes. I
Oh,
am that
I know that one.
I am that kind of person who didn't find Mr. Bean very funny. The live action one, which was apparently pretty funny for a lot of people. I didn't find
There
that
are people
funny.
like him.
And yet, I was dying of laughter when I watched Love is War.
I did not like that first episode, very honest. Very bad episode. But yeah, I'll watch it. I'll watch it as well. Just like you guys, I'll watch it as well. Let's see how this
Okay.
goes.
Okay, I will say that you should watch the rest of the episodes because judging it based on just the first episode is a very unhealthy idea because the first episode is never good. Usually is not an indicative of what is to come. And especially for Love is War, the first episode is so bad, so boring.
Bad. Beyond bad.
You will like the rest of the season a lot more. Just give 4 episodes a try, and if you don't like it, I'll change my name.
Guys, let's go for 4. Just 4 episodes or we kill Amber.
Okay, Yash, I think I have rambled on long enough. You may now take over.
Okay, so seriously, what I really like about anime is how I got introduced into anime, which itself is a very interesting platform. And only you are smiling, so I know what you mean by that. So I'm also doing this because I'm not so sure if everyone really watches anime. Okay, I am not that sure about the fact that people really watch the anime. So I do wanted to introduce people towards anime specifically. Romit, for example, does not watch anime. Okay, he's clear about it. So what I really like about anime is it is able to give you the perspective of what I like to call as how to be a man, how to be a woman, how to have fun in life, and how to also realize what society expects out of you and entertains you and hugely considered as a childish joke. But it is not like Pokemon, okay? Anime is not Pokemon. Anime is beyond Pokemon.
Okay, so I will say one thing. If you guys haven't watched Tokyo Ghoul or Bleach, I would highly recommend that you guys watch these two animes. And I can say to you with guarantee that your perception of anime will change
for
Vastly,
sure.
especially with something like Tokyo Ghoul.
My suggestion personally would be if you're getting into anime, obviously go slow. So generally what anybody does is go for Cowboy Bebop. I think everybody has been recommended this, which is Cowboy Bebop and Death Note. This is how you start. I would suggest that if you're watching even both Cowboy Bebop or Death Note, you can go for the English as well. It might be difficult for you to go for Japanese immediately. So yeah, start slow, go for English. Sir Steve has done incredible job playing as Spike Spiegel for Cowboy Bebop. And that whole line, okay, let's start together, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's jam. And then that song starts hitting you, the starting opening song of Cowboy Bebop, which is literally like my jam right now, still is my jam. So you can always start with it. What I do really want to say is you have to treat it as a separate other medium. And the emotional value that anime has is something else. It could be a long story, but I'll try to keep it as short as I can. So very recently, yeah, even you don't know about it. So very recently, I started watching this anime called Lovely Complex. So it's a romantic comedy anime. The interesting part is I had a friend, a very special friend in my life, who with whom I was really attached and everything. It is somehow related to her. So I'll go back and forth from story to anime. So the anime has a tall girl who wants to have a guy. The guy is also supposed to be tall, but what she gets as a hero is a short guy. I also had a friend whom was my friend, and then I had a crush on everything, and I fall in love with her and everything. So that is how I was like relating towards it, and I started watching it. And it's funny, it's childish, it's very school going thing, but I haven't laughed like that like before ever before. I won't get too much into the details of it, but she was really something special to me. And in my school days she was some like really someone special, specifically 11th and 12th, which a little backdrop is that I failed in my 11th and I thought the world is ending for me and this is it. So all that, and I met her in 11th, and then of course by 12 we were like stronghold kind of friends, and we would do kind of stupid things together, and then something happened, and then it kind of got broken apart. We never got to get the closure. When you're angry on someone, you're looking for the part called, like you have to end it to somehow. Okay, so you have to find some kind of mean to like, okay, like we have fight and everything is going on, but we need to end this. So I couldn't find that closure with her ever. And some like 3 years later, it still seems like I'm still stuck in the loop with her because the whole kind of dimension that we shared together. So I did not have my closure, and I was constantly like it was like a rock kind of pebble kind of thing for me, and I was not able to move on from her, and I was finding it really difficult to get out of it. Romit knows about it as well. You don't know about it, so I know. So I started watching Lovely Complex, and of course I placed as the taller girl as her, and the shorter guy as me. Okay, I know. And then
So
it
cute.
became so much fun, and I don't know about cute, but I was like on a good voyage. I was on a very emotional journey, and it really like I'm still 4 episodes short of completing the entire series, but it has kind of given me the closure which I never got from her, which we never could create. So, I mean, I never thought anime could do that, yeah. Like, how can anime create such an angle that your relationship, and not just this, there have been many other examples of anime as well, was given me so much of support. Tokyo Ghoul was great example of
Yeah.
Kaneki's amazing transformation.
Oh yeah.
Okay, right. So, I mean, I could not believe it, and that's just one example of how it really becomes part of your life if you're letting to give it that chance. So the only reason I'm blabbering about my personal life is not because I'm like venting my feeling out here, but I'm like, you guys need to understand how emotional these journeys could be. And if anime helps you to go through that journey, then it's good. It's really amazing for you. So don't go with the aspect that it's anime, children watch it. You need to give yourself a chance and start watching it immediately. They would be I mean, there are tons of anime really. Okay, so there has to be one or two, or at least one for sure, an anime that you will go, oh man, that's my jam, and that's something that I really love. So
Yeah.
that's just one example. Like that is what I feel about anime. And the other part about anime is the animation, the use of color, the use of aspects of even direction. Some direction shots are so goddamn beautiful in anime. that you're not able to like put into words. If you have watched this anime called Jormungand, it's a action-based anime. It's an amazing anime. Okay, it has a very interesting character, personally speaking.
You can also give Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood a try as well. That anime has a pretty clever script. Have you seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
Well, no, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you should watch Full Metal Alchemist
I know,
Brotherhood.
I know.
That was actually, I was watching episode 8 of that and I saw a comedy scene come up and I was like, okay, I really gotta watch this now. And that's how I started watching anime.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You know, you just don't know you're just watching your shit, and then you're like, I'm liking what's going on, man. This is incredible. Cowboy Bebop, the way he goes to the length he goes for the girl is interesting. The whole fight, especially the final fight, it's really interesting. So that's my only advice to you guys. Just don't go with the aspect that anime is fucked up, it's for kids. I mean, watch it. It will become your jam sooner or later. It may become even for a point that you will have difficulty explaining it to others why you love anime so much and why others don't understand why they love so much.
Yeah.
So these aspects of anime are incredible. And as I was talking about direction, some beautiful directions have been done in Jormungand, sorry, one second, Jormungand, and Ghibli. Ghibli productions are masters at what it comes to doing great pieces of work.
Right, so with that, the first ever duo episode of Don't Be Serious comes to an end. What are some of your favorite animes, and
Oh
how do
yeah,
you think,
please tell us.
and how do you think that these animes set themselves apart from other forms of media? Let us know down there in the comments below. We are please, for the love of all that's holy, do leave some comments down there. And bye.